Hiya, Daniel. You okay?
Hi, mate. I'm not too bad. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Not bad at all.
Good, good. How's lockdown keeping you?
It's not bad. Yeah, I live on my own, so it's been a challenge. I won't deny that. But other than that, it's not too bad.
Oh,
Lucky
bless
to be here.
you. Yeah, I can't complain with that. Keeping busy on the drums.
I am. Yeah, I'm very lucky. I've got really accommodating neighbours to play kind of daily, so I
Oh,
get an hour in each day in the afternoon, and that's good for me.
oh, brilliant. That's ace.
Yeah.
Right. So, thank you firstly for doing this. As I say, it's just a quick chat, just to basically start joining a community. Basically, we're trying to get all local artists to come together and sort of support each other. So we're just going to jump straight in.
Yeah.
Obviously, you play drums, but what first steered you towards drums?
Well, my mother was a piano player and played the organ and the violin. So I grew up in a household that was very musical anyway. My older sister played the harp. So all of us and my other two siblings play. My other brother plays drums as well. But I was kind of around about 11, I think it was, and I remember watching the Queen Freddie Mercury tribute concert, I think it was.
Okay.
I remember seeing Roger Taylor on stage, sort of playing this extravagant drum kit, which was fantastic. I thought, oh, I want to be like that. That's so cool.
That's brilliant.
So that was my choice. I thought, right, I'm going to play drums, and quite luckily, really, I had my first drum kit at about 12, and I just seemed to take to it straight away.
Yeah.
I was able to keep a straight beat, no problem. It was just came naturally to me. So I thought this is a good thing for me. It's good for mental health. It's good for
Of
physical
course.
fitness.
Was it trying to be
Good
the
for
uh,
joy.
the loudest one in the house as well?
Something like that. Yeah. But yeah, I put them through a lot growing up with a lot of volume and a lot of noise daily. Bless
Yeah.
them.
Oh, fair
Yeah.
enough. Are you in a band? Are you?
So that, um, I'm not kind of committed to any one band. I have been in bands before as a full member, but I tend to just freelance these days. So I just do session work for anybody that needs a drummer. Um, Lots of different local artists use me, from Damon Jacks to Spencer and Holmes, Luke Gallagher. I played with Blue Jeans, the Bill Basie Big Band, which is a big jazz swing band. I've done recording stuff. I do workshops, sometimes in Welsh, because I speak Welsh as well. I do drum workshops for children, that sort of thing.
So,
Anything.
what would the workshops entail?
Well, usually what I do is it'd be a group of people in the workshop, say 10 or 12 people, and you'd have a drum for each person, and I'd be in the centre with the drum kit, and I'd just talk about drumming and the benefits of drumming, um, exploring creativity and how it can be good for your fitness levels and your cardiovascular health, that kind of side of it. So it's a little bit like promoting the drum kit, really, a little bit.
Oh, okay. Do you teach drums yourself then, or do you just do the workshop?
I have done. I taught drums. Yeah, it's not really somewhere that I've focused on. I tend to focus on the session work really because I prefer playing live really to an audience. So that's
Yeah,
where I focus my attention mainly. Yeah.
that's fair enough. Fair enough. What's
Yeah.
the biggest show I'd say that you've done?
Well, I played the O2 Arena in London with a band called The Scene.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, that was back in 2010, I think it was. I was in a local band called The Scene. We had relatively quite good success in that we won this competition that there was like 8,000 entrants to it, and we managed to get ourselves to the final, which was held in the O2 Arena in London. So that was a big thing for me. So I've been quite satisfied since I've done that, and my musical journey is kind of complete. So anything since then really is just kind of a bonus, really. But yeah, that's the big I've ever played. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Do you mind me asking in front of how many people?
Roughly, I can't remember, but it was in the mid thousands, so probably 5, 6, 7,000, something like
Wow, that's brilliant.
that.
Um,
Still good.
yeah, not
Epic.
bad. Alongside drums, then, I've spoken to a
Yeah.
couple of people who are very artistic in other ways as well as their instrument, whether it be guitar, drums, vocals. Do you do anything else, for example, painting or something similar?
I I do actually. You could probably see a couple of paintings on the wall there.
Oh yeah,
They're all mine. I like to paint drum kits. I also I love art, so I just do pen and ink and stuff like that.
wow.
Yeah, so and I like to kind of keep up to date with kind of art and who people in art world and stuff. I
Who's
really
your
enjoy
favorite
that sort of
artist?
stuff. Well, it's got to be Turner.
Oh,
Do with
okay.
having the same surname as me. Yeah, and possibly I would say possibly T.S. Lowry as well. I absolutely love his work.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm
Yeah.
saying yes, though I know who some of these people are. I'm not 100%.
I think you'd know who T.S. Lowry was. He
Yeah.
painted the kind of matches that were going to the football matches or kind of 1970s Manchester street scenes, that sort of stuff.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll probably know it if I saw it, maybe.
No doubt.
Yeah. um, Something that has been coming up as well is obviously how we're talking at the moment, the internet, Zoom, social
Yeah,
media.
yeah.
How do you feel before COVID? Because obviously we'll get onto that in a moment. But before COVID, how do you feel personally the internet has impacted not necessarily just your music, but music as a whole, like up and coming artists who are trying to get the music out, that sort of thing?
I think it's been invaluable, to be honest. I think it's fantastic. But there is the downside that if you've not in good microphone equipment and good software for the home, it's very difficult to carry out the drumming side of stuff. And I've always been reliant on performing live, so that has affected me. But that is obviously something that I've got to get up to speed with and get myself a little studio at home so that I can accommodate this new way of playing with other musicians, which has come about from the pandemic. You're seeing a lot of the Zoom calls and a lot of the the online sort of performances that are coming out,
Yeah,
and it's just a shame that myself and a lot of the other musicians haven't got the equipment to be able to support that, which is a shame. But otherwise, the internet has been a brilliant tool. It's never been easier to get your original music out there to the public.
I agree.
Although there is a dilution problem with the financial gain side of it. It's diluted the kind of the ability to earn decent money. I will admit that. Um, but yeah, otherwise, I think it's a great thing. It's a great thing. It's just a shame that we can't perform live at the moment, which is a huge impact
I
on
agree
the music
completely.
business. I think. Yeah,
Just going back to something you said a second ago in the financial side, what do you think
yeah,
of the likes of Spotify then? Because obviously you'll pay, I'm not 100% how much it is, but say £10 to Spotify and you can get all these artists, but how much are they getting from it? Say 100 streams and it's a penny.
yeah. It's very. I'm really radical in this, and I think that I might be a bit even controversial, but I think that I've got one word for it, and that is it is grotesque. It is absolutely grotesque that Spotify can become a um, such a large conglomerate and corporation that because of the profits and the profit margins that it's earning, but
Yeah,
yet really the artists so little. It is absolutely grotesque, and I think that there needs to be more done about that. It really is an awful state of affairs. That I mean, the platform hosting the music, they wouldn't exist without music. So, and it seems to me very horrific that they can pay so little for the artist's music.
I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
looking at new artists then, is there anything that you'd say
Yeah.
to them is there anything you'd say to them, for example, if they're just picking up a guitar or a or some drumsticks or trying to get the music out, for example, on Spotify? What would you personally say to them with your experience looking at the likes of Spotify and
Uh,
live gigs when we go back to it?
yeah, the best bit of advice I can give them at the moment is to just keep doing it, because I think to protest in the way of stopping uploading music would be a huge shame. But there does need to be a mindset and an education that yeah, you're not going to earn as much as you think you're going to earn from your music at first. But I think over time, like most things, there will become more regulations around the music environment. I think there will be a day where there'll be a win for us. But for now, I don't think it's going to be a little while. So just keep uploading, keep playing, and keep positive is the best way, I think.
It's perfect. I couldn't have said it any better.
Okay. Yeah.
Right,
Good.
just jumping back to yourself then for a second.
Yeah, sure.
Where do you or where did you perform live quite regularly?
Yeah, it's funny you asked that actually, because we got delivered some really bad news a couple of days ago. The Number Seven bar in Wrexham,
Hmm,
which is on Town Hill in Wrexham Town Centre.
okay.
It's one of the old bars, oldest pubs in the town, run by a great guy, Conway, and he used to have two acts every single week, different every week. Come and play there on Friday and Saturday night live, and he supported live music brilliantly. And he's just announced on Facebook now that he's closing, unfortunately. I'm not sure what the end result of that is, whether he sold it. I don't really know, but I do know at the moment that he has ceased trading. And that is a huge blow for local music, because just like myself, I used to play there. He used to invite me down to play with any artist I wanted to. So Friday, Saturday night, I could just simply turn up, and if they wanted a drummer, I would. I'd have a fantastic night playing to a packed crowd, because it was always a really, really busy venue. So that's been a huge blow for him, and I really do empathise with that situation. Same time, I feel like that's a blow for me, because I've lost a lot of work there, a lot of connections that I've got with artists that play there as well, which is a huge. So yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that, but yeah, that's the state of affairs that we're in, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it is unfortunately. Well, tell you what, sticking with the bar, have you got any funny
Yeah.
stories that you could share from there? Any funny stories or on
Um,
the road?
well, yeah, but they probably wouldn't be best spoke about over the internet, really. I'm sorry.
Not a problem.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
leave it
no,
at
no.
that.
No, but one thing I could suggest to anybody that's wanting to join a band and play in a band, it's a fantastic ride. Do it, give it your best go. If you write original music, fantastic. The more original music that's out there, better. Keep going, and you'll have good times from it, and it will eventually come back, I'm sure.
I agree. I agree. Right. Obviously, we've got to jump onto this question. COVID.
Yeah, right,
How
okay.
how personally with music? I mean, obviously, I know the gigs and everything, but you say you do session work. How has that affected you? Because I'm guessing studio. Are you from Wales? I'm guessing.
Wrexham in Wales, yeah.
Wrexham, perfect. Okay, so obviously you've got the likes of Amp with Nino, you've got Rock 2, you've got
Yeah.
places like that obviously closing because of COVID. Are you able to still keep in touch? Are you able to still book session work for say 2, 3 months down the line, or how's it going with yourself with that?
It's completely dried up. Completely. Yeah, I've done work with Nino and Amp. I've recorded there. I've recorded there for a couple of other people along the way, including bands that I've been in myself. So I'm missing that hugely. There has been no work put my way from that. There's also the Vic Studios in Wrexham Town Centre
Yes,
rehearsal space,
yeah.
which is closed. And used to go there before the storm, which is a band that I'm a member of. Uh, um, so it's yeah, it was hugely with regards to work, definitely. but I'm lucky that I work in mental health with the NHS, so I do have a job as well as my music.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good thing.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Well, obviously, it's a shame about the Vic. I wasn't aware of that. I didn't know they closed. I went to them. Oh god, it'd be 5 years
Yeah,
ago now, 4 or 5 years ago, and it was relaxed. It was nice. It was just a it was just a nice environment. It's just nice.
yeah, yeah. Look, you could just turn up and there's a drum there, so you just jump straight on,
Yeah,
no hassle, no fuss. I think they are still trading. It's just that they're closed at the moment because of the restrictions, I believe.
of
But
course. Yeah,
that's a huge shame.
it is. I
Yeah,
agree. Right. So, very last
yeah,
question for you. Um, oh, sorry, one
yeah.
sec. Very last question is going to be, what is next for yourself? Are you able to book anything? Are you able to sort of speak to people and get back into the swing of things at all, or is it just sort of waiting at the moment?
Well, yeah, yeah, it's waiting really more than anything. I'm still in contact with a lot of the music stuff with,
Mm,
and hopefully, you know, as soon as vaccines start coming out, then we'll be able to get together again.
yeah,
But at the moment, can't justify really booking anything because it'll just probably end up being cancelled. I'm remaining on the fence and remaining neutral at the moment and just getting on with earning a living. But I think that it's very difficult to foresee when a you'll be able to play new again because they're estimating ninth before they vaccinate, you know, people in the 14, 40-year-old age group, I think.
yeah,
So that would be my age group. I mean, 9 months down the line before they can reopen a pub where people can pack in and enjoy a live band. So yeah, I think it would be this moment hasty to book anything. So okay,
I agree. I do agree completely. Well, just to finish up then,
yeah.
firstly, again, thank you for doing this.
Yep.
It does mean a lot. Secondly, if or when everything reopens, where can people find you for session work? Social media, that sort
I've
of thing.
got a yeah, I've got a page on Facebook called Turner Drum. So you can just search for that and find me on there, or just message me on my personal profile, Anthony Turner, and I'll have a chat with you that way.
That's fantastic. Perfect. And of course, on Facebook,
Okay.
we'll share your link as well.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Not a problem. Cheers for doing this, pal. Have a great day.
Great. You're welcome. You too. Take care.
Take care, pal. See ya.